Let's go over from the NFL to the association. Mid-season report is here. Ty, let's talk about your MVP, your best team, your worst team, most surprising thing within the NFL.
Let's just start with the MVP, okay?
MVP?
God, let's take it easy. Steph Curry with the shot, boy.
Oh,
Now, when Mark Jackson went out, we knew that this was a good team in Golden State, but Steve Kerr is coming. They've taken it to it. I agree. I mean, perhaps you could say Steve Kerr took it to another level, but again, maybe it's just another year them to being together. Let's not touch that topic, but I'm gonna go with Stephen Curry. He's leading that team. They're doing good things out in the West.
I agree with you. I think Stephen Curry is the MVP right now, but someone that's coming up his heels, I think, is James Harden. Leads the league in 30-point scoring this year, I believe, with 21 this year, has continued to carry the Houston Rockets offensively with Dwight Howard being in and out the lineup and everything. I think him coming from playing for Team USA has elevated his game, like Steph Curry this year, but James Harden being the man after Kevin Durant and also Paul George suffering that horrendous injury, I think James Harden being that leader for Team USA has transferred over to the NBA season to continue his success moving forward.
I don't see Harden as enough of a complete player, but I see what you're saying. How about your best team? I'm going to stick with Curry and the Warriors. My biggest piece of evidence for them, they're in the Western Conference, and look at their record. So I'm gonna stick there.
I definitely have to second that. I definitely
2 up, 2 down.
There you go. I definitely have to second that. The Warriors right now are on a torrid place, but just imagine this. You go through this regular season, you get the number 1 seed out there in the West, you out here battling, and what's your reward? You played Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the playoffs. Something that could possibly happen if OKC gets into the first round. Now let's go to your worst team in the NBA.
I want to throw out the 76ers, but hey, that's a management deal. They're all young. They're tanking annually now. Minnesota, young team, bunch of young pieces. They got to get it together. At least you got a star who's kind of getting out there. Steve, I'm sorry. Your Knicks are terrible. This squad, 7 wins at this point with the brain trust that they brought in Jackson and Fisher. 7 wins at this point for the Knicks. Madison Square Garden, unacceptable.
You know what? I think we're 3 for 3 on this.
Oh, let's go. Trey's up, baby.
I definitely. It's just not the New York Knicks. It's the Brooklyn Nets too as well. The state of New York is in a panic state.
New York.
Press the panic button right now. The state of New York, and when it comes to basketball, thank goodness the All-Star game is there to see professionals come into play, because these 2 teams right now have been bad. Even though the Nets are in the playoffs right now, I mean, they play in the East, and I'm just looking at this team. They look slow. They look old. They don't look athletic. Now it's reports that Lionel Hollins might not be getting through to the team. Nikolai Povlov is trying to sell the team now, only having after like 2 weeks and different things of that nature.
He promised a chip.
Yeah, he promised a championship. Jay-Z's already jumped off board, so he already know what he was thinking. So it's
Brooklyn.
oh my goodness, the state of basketball in New York is pitiful right now.
Let's go from the most disappointing team to the most surprising team. I need an index card to put on my head. Who do you have, Marvin?
The most surprising team, hands down, has to be the Eastern Conference leading Atlanta Hawks. Most surprising team right now. I played with this team on 2K and I was mad. I put the controller down and I was just like, you know what? I can't deal with this. I can't deal with them. But from video games to reality, this team is legit. Kind of the Spurs of the East.
Agreed. I mean, 1 for 1, 2 for 2, from 1-3 to a 4, 4 for 4. I mean, ATL. We talked about them last week. The Hawks soaring right now. Soaring.